Hello, Ajeet. Good evening.
Hi,
How are
Aman.
you?
I'm fine, bro.
Okay, so basically, since no one is asking, so I thought I must go. So basically, I
Yeah,
wanted to ask, uh, I was saying no one was asking, so I thought let me just go ahead
yeah.
with my
But
question. So yeah, basically, I was just asking,
mm,
you know, what happens is, like how you measure you have that kind of skill set to start contributing to the
uh,
organizations, like the
mm,
specific repo,
mm,
what is the metric, like how you measure yourself, like you'll be able to contribute, and yeah, you
mm,
can contribute good
yeah,
quality code, and yeah, basically that is my question.
yeah. That's the dilemma. Mostly, people who enter into the open source they face, and I have faced it too. I have spent not months but weeks in order to figure out what the stack is, what I need to learn in order to contribute in it. But the thing is, you don't need to learn 100%. You just see on GitHub, you might have seen basically a bar that says that this much of this percentage of the code base is written in JavaScript, this percentage of the code base is written in Go, and that bar basically it's pretty common. So I mean, just look at that and just look at the package.json file. So if you are able to, if you are familiar with few of the technologies that they are using, for example, there are 10 things they are using, but if you know about only five, even four, and even three or two, then you are good to go in order to contribute. And one more thing, you can never know that whether you are able to contribute in open source unless you actually do it. You just start doing it, just pick an issue, and just first pick an issue and then see that what technology you need to learn in order to fix this issue, and then you can move ahead and plan what you need to learn. I hope it answered. Any other?
Apart from this, let's say you have figured out an organization in which you want to contribute, and you have also finalized, like, this
Hmm,
is the repo I'll be going to contribute upon. Okay.
hmm, hmm,
So my next question for you is like, basically तुमने इसको clone कर लिया,
hmm,
and you are going through the code,
hmm,
and let's say you want to ask some questions, like
hmm,
there are some questions that are getting arise in your mind and you
hmm,
want to clear them. So like,
hmm.
how do you approach the maintainer?
What kind of question? For example?
For example, basically, you want to ask for help to navigate through the code, maybe, or maybe there
Hmm.
are some files that you're not able to understand what exactly those files are doing, maybe.
Hmm. Then, if you, I mean, these are the pretty available questions on Google. You can absolutely, you can Google it. You can ask ChatGPT, what does this file do? Very recently, an example, I wasn't very familiar. I was familiar with Turbo Repo, but I haven't implemented it anywhere in my project or in open source as well. So I got a file named turbo.json, and I didn't know that what it does. So I just asked ChatGPT that what does the turbo.json file does, and it lists down everything that it's a configuration in order to initiate a monorepo that the turbo repo technology provides us. So you can just Google it, and also there are instances where you will not be able to find the questions regarding that specific issue or the question you have. So only the maintainer will know it. There are Discord servers, basically for every open source Discord servers. They have a dedicated community somewhere, either Discord or uh, there are a lot Slack or we say metrics. So you can ask the maintainer, but make sure you first Google it and you try it by yourself, because many of the times out of 10 questions if are asked 10 questions that are asked to a maintainer, 8 of them I will say can be uh, can we resolve just using Google and ChatGPT, but just by asking the right question. Uh, Anything else?
For now, that's it from my side. Anyone else can ask.
Hmm.
No. Thank you.
Great, by the way. And if any of you want, then I can show you as well.
What Ajit, like,
I
what do you
mean,
want to show us?
if any of you, I mean, have a specific issue like how to pick issue, uh, how to clone, how to fork, and how to, I mean, any kind of
I think
particular issue, I can show you
all
as well.
those all those all those things are like pretty much basic, like setting up a repo, like all those things are pretty much basic. Like if there
Yeah.
is something like that is not
Mm,
very basic, so we
mm,
can we can see that.
yeah. There is a question
Maybe
how
we
to
can
under.
be maybe we
Sorry.
guys. Okay, so someone is asking. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. You can ask first.
Okay, so basically, I was saying, like one thing we could do is like go to the GSoC website and just see like
Hmm.
exactly how we filter out the organization, and then
Yeah.
how we see all the repos they have listed, and then like all these
Okay.
steps we can
Okay,
move on
okay.
with.
I will show you. I will show you how I made the list for 2024, and that list won't be. I mean, won't work right now. I mean, 2025 scenario. I would have to make the same list once again, but I will show you just after a few minutes how to understand code base to resolve the issue. Bro, I always say you don't need to understand the code base. All you have to do is to just fix the issue. So if fixing the issue require you to understand, just understand that part of the code that is needed to fix the issue. Don't think about it, that what is this file, what is that, what that does. Don't think about it. Just focus on the issue and just try to understand the part that fix that issue. That's it. Don't uh, think that you need to understand the whole code base and then you are going to fix it. Even today I'm contributing in some of the orgs, and even today I don't know about everything about them. So don't, I mean, try to understand the whole code base. Just know that that little part that is causing the issue and just fix it. That's it. End goal is the making get your PR merged. That's all, I mean, I think we need.
By the way,
And
one problem that I have usually faced with myself, like whenever I visit a repo and I go and read all the issues what are listed down there, basically what I struggle in basically is like I'm not able to understand the issue, like what the issue is trying to
yeah,
say, like
yeah,
where the
obviously
problem is. So
yeah,
I think there is some
it
gaps in knowledge, or maybe I don't know.
it happens in the beginning. It surely happens. You have to Google a lot. You have to just put the prompt, and even sometimes you will ask a question, and whatever you, I mean, ask to a maintainer, and mostly maintainers are not from India. They are from US or some Europe, etc. And they will write a message. You don't even understand that. So you have to. So what I do is I just copy that message, particular message, and I put it on GPT, because GPT is trained by the people who are from US and there. So it knows the context what the people say, and I simply I mean prompt that what does this message mean, and it simplifies me. Yeah, maintainer is asking for to do this and do this. So you have to do a lot of Google. It's important. And in the beginning, I mean, most folks have to go through that tough part. But if you are stick to it for 3 to 4 months, things become easy. There is a list of questions. So should I pick one by one? Just let me share my screen, and after that we will see how can we choose the organizations for GSoC. One,
Ajit, I wanted to ask few more things. Can I?
sure.
Okay, so basically, I was asking like, since you are already a contributor in GSoC, so basically my question was ki, um, you know, before GSoC, before contributing to GSoC, like what were
Hmm.
the things you did right? Basically, like, is there like you made 10, 20, like n number of projects that helped you in contributing to code bases, or like
Hmm.
what was that thing? Can you
Uh,
talk about that as well?
I didn't understand about the projects. What do you mean by projects? Personal projects?
Basically, yeah, personal projects, like
Mm,
to basically hone your skills, you know.
yeah, actually, to be honest, I mean, honestly, I didn't have any such a big project. One project I made uh, just at the time of applying for GSoC, just for the demo, because the project I was working on, I made a proposal for GSoC was the real-time collaboration app, the project. So I made a demo of that whole project in order to understand that how WebSockets work, and later on that I extended that demo to many features, to add it to many features. So in order just so if you I mean if I have to answer about the skills that what it took to got those skills, then it came from contributing itself. It's that's why I always say that start before you are ready. You will never be ready, just start. If you are, many of the folks were saying, I've seen in my DM that I just know JavaScript, HTML and CSS, and I will do this, and I will do this, then I will contribute in, then I will start in open source. Then that's the biggest mistake. Just you have learned the basics of JavaScript, TypeScript, or whatever stack you have learned, and just start it. Just after the basic, just start it. Don't Yeah, you have to learn on the go, but that is more effective than first preparing for it, and then after a point you are imagining that at this point I will contribute, so it doesn't happen.
Okay, so Ajit, my last question would be like, what
Hmm.
was your tech stack, by the way?
uh, just Node.js, JavaScript, and I'm in the for the GSoC particularly it was JavaScript, you can say. Socket.io I have to use for real-time collaboration, and one more thing was y.js. I also have to learn for that makes collaborative features for the documents. So, and for the tech stack, one more thing I remembered: don't be um don't be stick to any tech stack. That's the best. That's the very important thing, because sometimes what happens in GSoC is, let's say you are very sticky to merge stack, and you are the kind of person that whatever comes in the merge stack you will nail it. But the thing is, let's say the organization you are contributing to is in a merge stack, but when the organization uh, announced their projects, then you got to realize that there is no project related to Munstack. Then what you will do? So, be a bit flexible, that yeah, you know the fundamentals, you have a solid grip over a language, any language, JavaScript, Python, problem solving, and whatever the project come, let's say a project came in Python stack and Django, etc., then you can switch to that as well, because the only thing that change pretty much the syntax flow of Merge stack and any other stack is same. So don't I uh, I believe that we should not kind of stick to it. Just learn things on the go. I didn't by the time of making the proposal, I have no idea of WebSockets. I didn't even know that socket.io library even exists for the collaboration. I learned it just recently, in within few weeks.
Okay, Ajit, thank you. That's it from my side for now. If I'll have another question, I'll ask.
Sure. Anyone else have any question? Any problem you might be facing? Some of you guys also have asked questions in the sheets. Shivanand, Shaksham, Jed, Zedexus, Divyansu, Riddhi, um, um,
Ajit, by the way, is there any specific reason behind like having this close meeting? Like we are doing it on Zoom rather than having a open space on the Twitter.
on uh, the thing is, I mean, unnecessary people, uh, because the space is totally. I have no problem with organizing it anywhere else. So I will, though I'm recording it, so I will put it on somewhere on YouTube, so later on people can see. But the thing is, if I have a space on Twitter, then the thing is, many of the people who are not even in this domain, they will join. They kind of make a disturbance. So serious, I mean, less people, serious people is always the best, I guess.
Okay, okay, Ajit, got it. Go ahead.
So let me share my screen just to uh, so is it visible?
Yes,
Can
it's visible, Ajit.
Okay. So here are the questions. I would try to answer them one by one. I have a doubt before starting contribution. What are your experience? How many? What are your experience? Experience was uh, just I can say that I had the basics of JavaScript. I made few scrappy projects. Some of the projects also made using seeing tutorials and just I know basically if I have to say then I used to know JavaScript decent enough. How many projects were there in your GSoC in your GitHub before contribution and which were those? Uh, it doesn't matter. I mean, projects, how many projects I have. But if I have to answer, then 2 to 3 projects. And which were those? Just a basic copycat. There was a, I mean, I've made it from using the tutorial. So it was one was that, and second one was just a demo I built at the time of writing proposal. Third one is my situation is I know basic MERN built only one project and that too by watching tutorials. So what do you suggest? I would suggest start contributing from right now. Just pick issues and then ask question to yourself what you need to do in order to solve that issue. Write things down. If you need to learn some things in order to learn if you have to learn something in order to fix that issue, then learn it and then fix it and keep on doing this. Ultimately, will start the pace will increase. Shaksham has asked questions. My question is, what were your criteria for selecting a project to contribute to? Besides knowing your tech stack, how do you understand its code base? Again, this question, you don't need to understand the code base, just jump into it. This question is like asking how deep the river is before diving into it. And is there a way to know whether a project is appearing for GSoC in advance? And so first question, let's take your criteria for selecting a project. So criteria, I have listed 3 to 4 things for a GSoC org. First one was uh, tech stack. Basically, that's the first thing. Uh, if you, I mean, it should be in TypeScript, JavaScript, React, or I've simply had a 70-30% sort of rule that if the tech stack matches at least 70% of what I know, then I go for it. Otherwise, I will not. So let's say, I mean, what I mean 70-30%, if there are 10 skills they are demanding and I have on 7 of them, then I would surely write that project in my list. And next question, how did you understand it code base? Yeah, that's the same answer. Just pick issue and understand that part of the code base. And ultimately, when you keep on fixing the issues, you will start understanding the code base. And is there a way to know whether a project is appearing for GSoC in advance? There is no way, but if you contribute enough, then the mentors, you will, if you are smart enough, obviously, then you will get to know a glimpse from the talking of the mentors that, yeah, this project will appear in GSoC. So, for that, for this thing to understand, you need to understand a thing that whenever you join a org in open source, always remember this, ki, I mean, in any open source project, there are lots of people every single day join and they exit, they join, exit. Lots of people come and go, but there are few contributors, serious contributors, who join and actually made solid contributions that the mentors care about. And only those folks, only those serious folks who have decent enough credibility, then what happens is that mentors will start noticing you, and when they will notice in meetings, they will care about your opinions. And when you will ask questions, then or some out of the context questions as well. For example, if you ask that what sort of projects may come in next GSoC, then they will give you a hint, and sometimes they will even tell you that this type of projects will come in the, next GSoC. So that is the way. So the way to know which project is going to come in the GSoC is by making good contributions and ultimately impressing the maintainer. That is the answer for this. And how to read docs and create projects using docs. So that is basic. I mean, that is very simple. So if you have to, let's say, make a project in WebSocket, so कहाँ से उत्पन्न होता है? Will end in 10 minutes. Need more time. अरे यार, Zoom पे इतना कम टाइम देते हैं. So let's say यहाँ से आता है कि नहीं? So let's say you have to make a socket application using, sorry, you have to make a chat application using socket.io. Then just type socket.io chat app. When you click on this, when you click on that, you will get first link. Just get started, and you can see here, just it give you a very basic template. You can just, you should not copy paste it, just understand from here. And they will, here they are also giving you the what we say, the demo, that how you can make a chat app. See, here is a template. And also you could, it's a pretty basic, just Google it and you can make from you can make a project for using the docs. Next question is, when to start contributing to organizations, how to choose organization, how to improve chances of selection. Chances of selection are just two things, just three things, I would say. uh, Quality of code, quality of PRs, number one. Number two, a quantity of PRs, and number three, a good solid proposal. Proposal is also important. It should show that you can actually implement the project and not just chat GPT written proposal. Uh, how, when to start contributing? The earlier, the better. So if you start contributing right now in August, you will be able to, you would be way ahead than the people who will join in December or January. So doesn't matter. The earlier, the better. How to choose organizations? Just based on your criteria, make a list and then filter that list, whichever suits you. So I was a beginner, so I've also, when in my criteria, I've also added a small criteria for that, that the what we say, the the organization should not be very popular, because obviously I was very new that time. So I didn't have much idea, neither I have any seniors, neither a good college or nothing. All I had was internet. So I made a sort of criteria that the organization should have very less, comparatively less competition, so that my chances can increase and I can contribute well. So if you are very good at it, then you don't need to do this, but I was. And how should we approach and contribute to org that have multiple ongoing repos o- have multiple ongoing repos? Should I pick any one of those, look for issues to contribute to, or there are better approach? Yeah, it's exactly the approach. You have to just pick one repo. There under one organization, there can be multiple projects. So you just pick one that suits you well, and you are confident that yeah, you can make great contributions in that. So just pick that project and make contributions in that. Riddhi asked a question, how to know if an organization code base is for beginners? Because I have no one guide. How to know organization code base is for beginners? Mm, I would say no, code base is for beginners. You have to learn. The thing is, this question is, I mean, opposite. How to know if organization code base is for beginners? I would say, especially in GSoC, the organizations that come in GSoC, they are not the just open source. Someone has made a tiny, someone has made a small project and hosted on GitHub. No, they are actually the products. Millions of people may be using it. So they are the huge code base, obviously, and you won't be, I mean, you should not consider yourself beginner. The first thing you have to do is make yourself skilled enough so that you are not just a beginner. So just to start contributing it. You won't find any organization that is very rosy, very comfortable for beginners. Every organization has uh, huge enough code base, in especially in GSoC, and you have to put your head into the those bricks, and you have to go through the tough time. Uh, General question: should I just set up an org locally, go through the code base even before looking at an issue? Yeah, obviously, why not? Just when you just set up first, you have to, I mean, you have to make a criteria, and if that org is selected, I mean, if it's suiting your needs, then you should. I think you should fork it and you should clone it locally. Otherwise, not. Why waste your computer's storage? How much time should I give understanding a code base before giving up and moving on to the next one? Can you tell me what steps take to understand a code base? Again, this question. Bro, you don't need to understand the code base. Just see, just first, see that whether the tech stack is matching with your tech stack or not. If it's matching with your tech stack, then let's say code base is in JavaScript and you are not able to understand the issues they are using, then it's the clear sign that you have not understood the JavaScript properly. So it's not the fault of code base, it's fault of ours. We have to scale ourselves up so that we can fix those issues. So don't go for understanding a code base. I always say, just have a persistence and just learn enough to fix those issues instead of understand the code base. Don't understand the code base. And I have 3 more minutes. Most of the repos are a mix of technologies that I know and don't know of. Is it wise to go into them? Should I just go ahead and try to learn the not non-tech? If yes, to what extent before I can contribute to it? Mm, Contribute to it. Should I just go ahead and try to learn and not know the tech, not non-tech? So that, as I previously said, that just have a criteria that if the organization using 10 10 technologies, and if you know 6 of them, 7 of them, you can go to learn remaining three. And if the stack is totally different, totally out of your mind, you have even uh, you don't even understand what it does, and you don't even hear about it, then don't touch it. That just go for another uh, another org that matches your thing. So just the point is, you should have a basic familiarity that yeah, you can do it, you know about this, and you have heard about the concept. Is it worth try old issues greater than 2 months? Yeah, it's a very interesting question. Uh, the thing is, the issues that are highly important to fix and that increases the chance of getting selected are the ones that are bottlenecks. So bottlenecks, what I mean to say, uh, basically the issues uh, that no one has been able to solve till now. Many, and it does happen many of the times. You will have seen that many pretty old issues people haven't solved, because sometimes issues are so complex that they think that it's not worth fixing it. But yeah, if the issues is worth fixing it, then fix it. And it's quite I mean, I already said it, just after getting familiarity with the code base, just you have as you have fixed more than 2 to 3 issues, and you have a decent enough flow, then start picking hard issues that really mentor care about, not just keep on fixing the small ones. So I'm sorry for this, but uh, I we have less than 1 minute. Zoom, I didn't know about this, but uh, I have to stop sharing. So I mean, host another to Google Meet or somewhere else right now, or it's enough for the today?